Cool. So today we are very fortunate and very lucky to have Hardit from US. So Hardit is the awesome Power Addicts. If you don't know him, you should follow him on the blog, follow him on Twitter, follow him on LinkedIn. Jeeva, if you could kindly pop in his social contact, that would be great, because Hardit has really awesome Power Apps content. Like he blogs series like A to Z PowerApps4Kids. Recently, I think you're doing something on Dataverse, and I really enjoy his content, and there's really a lot to learn there. So do follow Hardit if you haven't. Okay, and as usual today you have me and Jeeva. We are the organizers of PowerApps4Kids APAC. And today, Jeeva and I are going to present as well. So today we're going to have two topics. One is me and Jeeva. We're going to talk a bit about the new PowerApps developer plan subscription. So we're going to show some AI builder stuff, some of the introduction, because I don't think we have done it in APAC sessions. So it'd be good for you guys to know what is it all about. And Hardit gonna deep dive into some tips and tricks of Power Apps that you should have known. Okay, so let's get started. We just move the slide. So Hardit, do you want to do a bit of introduction of yourself besides what I've mentioned just now? Do you have anything else you want to add?
Elin, I don't know whether it's me or someone else having the same issue. Your voice is not that audible. It's very feeble.
Same.
Oh, is it? The only thing I can think of is to log off and come back in. But once I log off, everyone will be kicked out of the session. Is it very?
Oh, no.
Is it very? Is it still very feeble?
It's okay. I think you have to talk more loud and disturb your
maybe I need to shout.
Yeah.
I'll just shout a bit louder. Can you hear me clearer now?
Yeah, better.
Okay, cool. So I was just saying, Hardit, do you want to talk a bit about yourself?
Sure, yeah. Thank you again for inviting me here. Super excited. Just a little bit about myself. I'm an electrical engineer who then entered IT. I've been with Hitachi for almost 6 years now, working as a Power Platform architect, business applications MVP as well, and always happy to share Power Apps knowledge with the community. That's pretty much it.
Awesome. So Jeeva, I don't think we need to intro ourselves anymore. I'll just proceed on to the next session. So I'm just gonna talk a little bit about the Power Apps developer plan. Okay, let me just move to my screen over here to get into the right screen. Okay. So for those of you who are currently building Power Apps or trying to get into Power Apps, if you are using the trial, there's now this thing called Power Apps Developer Plan. So you can subscribe to this and you can use it for free. The benefit of this is that it comes with Dataverse. You can, like I say, you can use it for unlimited time. You do not need to have the 30 days trial where you're gonna go expire and then you're gonna get another app again. You don't need to do that. And then, as you can see here, what's included, you also have a Power Apps, Power Automate, Dataverse. You're able to connect your data, and now I think you can even share your app. And if any of you over here who are doing ALM, I think this is the future roadmap. You can also test out ALM, which is like the application lifecycle. Might be a little bit deep for many of you here, but yeah, there's all the things that you can learn with this plan. So it's very simple. If you already have an Office 365 tenant, if you're not sure you have or not, go ask your daddy, mommy to see, if you already have that, then you can just click on existing user and sign up. If not, then you just click get started for free and you just put in your username and password and you can sign in. So Jeeva will pop this in the chat, or if not later, I'll do it. If you have any problem signing up, feel free to message me or Jeeva, or else you could ask your daddy, mommy to help you. But if they still couldn't resolve it, or there's any issue signing up, just pop a message and we'll help you with it. So that's with the PowerApps developer plan. Any question? It's all quiet, so assuming there's no question. So now we'll just move on to the introduction of AI Builder. So how many of you here have heard of AI Builder or have used AI Builder? If you do, just put thumbs up in the chat, okay? So if you have not, so AI Builder is actually part of, like, the templates are part of what you get when you sign up for PowerApps. Though when you click on, when you come to make.powerapps.com, instead of the usual where you click on app and create a new app, what you do is you click on AI Builder. What might happen is it might prompt you to sign up for a 30 days trial, because this requires some premium license that's not included as part of PowerApps. So what you do is you say, yes, I'll sign up for the trial. And then you enter your email address, information, and you have a 30 days trial, which you could extend indefinitely, at least for now. I've extended this for 2 years now without any issue. So I reckon all of you can do the same. So what is AI Builder, right? So what is AI? Basically, how many of you have heard of the word AI? Or who can answer me what is AI? Anyone on the audience want to try?
Me.
Yes, Sai?
AI Builder is artificial intelligence builder.
Clever boy. Yes, it's artificial intelligence. So basically, it's like a smart tool, you know, a smart template. It helps you automate your processes on your apps. So in PowerApps, they come with two types of AI Builder. One is the custom AI Builder, and one is kind of like a pre-built model, which is this over at the bottom over here. So the difference between these two is that for the custom, you have to train your model. So you have to build the model, you have to train it, and then only you can use it. Whereas these pre-built ones, you can just go straight into it and use it. So what I mean by training, right? Later on, Uncle Jeeva, he will show you a little bit of object detection, AI Builder, and he'll show you how to train the model. But I'll tell you what's the meaning of training. So imagine today, like if I want to learn something, right? I want to learn how to build Lego. Somebody needs to teach me, right? So let's say Hardit teach me how to build a house using a Lego. So he'll show me the blocks, he'll show me how to do it. So in a way that is like training my brain to say, Elaine, this is how you use a Lego block to build a house. So that's the same thing you apply to the model over here. So for example here, if it's the object detection model, so what object detection model does is that it's able to detect objects, but you have to train it to tell it what objects to detect. For example, you want it to detect Pokemon, Pikachu. So you have to upload like 15 pictures of Pikachu so that the model can see this is how Pikachu looks like. So when you build the app, you take the app, you walk around, you take photo of the Pikachu, and then the app will tell you that this is Pikachu. So you can do more than that. You can have like 5 different Pokemons, train it to understand how it looks like from every different angle, top, bottom, left, right, center, so that your AI will be smart enough to able to detect. So AI is like us human beings. It gets smarter and smarter. The more you train it, the longer you train it, it gets even more smart. So does anyone have any questions about AI before I move forward? Okay, so over here you can see that there's 5 different types of AI model that you can train. Every one of these is different. Like category classification is to basically is able to classify, put in categories to your pictures. entity extraction. So that is going more into the whole Dataverse entity tables, or we call it tables. So maybe I'll just explain a little bit. If you know the concept of Dataverse, so in Dataverse there are different tables. Tables store information. So what entity extraction does is that if you take a photo of a sentence, it's able to tell you whether the word belongs to which table. So for example, you take a photo of my name. Elaine is a girl. So the AI model able to tell you Elaine is a contact. Contact is a table that stores all the people information. And then maybe girl is stored in a table that's called sex, which is male, female, or non-other. So this is an example of entity extraction. And then there's form processing. So form processing, when you, okay, so like if you go to school, you need to fill out forms, right? Like today is your first day at school, teacher probably give you a form, maybe you, your mommy, daddy will fill it up. And then the teacher will need to go to the computer and enter it manually into the computer. So with form processing, you can take a photo and then it will automatically extract the information, and then you can put it, you can actually push it directly into the computer system, which is the data storage. So you don't need to do all this manual work. And then of course there's object detection, which I explained just now, like you train it to recognize photos. It's not just random images. You can train it to recognize brands as well. Like for example, I have this vitamin C here. So you can take photo of these labels and you can train it to recognize this. And every time you take a photo, it knows that this is a Norway's vitamin C. If you, oh, I just realized that I have a background, so you probably don't see my bottle, but yeah. And of course, there's also the prediction model, which it predicts what will happen next. Again, you have to train it to come up with the algorithm. So at the bottom here, these are all the templates that you can actually use already. You don't need to train it, right? So let's just take one example, okay? So for every one of these, when you click on it, it will tell you what is it, and it can allow you to test it out and show you how to try it as well. So one example is, let's say I try with maybe sentiment analysis. So here you see how it says how to get started, and then you can use it in an app or use it in a flow. Flow is basically it's an automated workflow. Let's not get into that yet over here, but you can use it in app if you want to build it in PowerApps. And then if you want to try it out, so here you can try it out. So sentiment analysis, it basically picks up words and it can tell you whether it's positive or negative. This is a good thing or a bad thing, right? For example, let's say I select an option. Let me see. Okay. The truck delivering material is on time. Okay, so here it says the sentiment is positive because it's a positive thing that happened, right? Something good have happened. So maybe let's say I try and put something. I am sad because Jeeva bullied me today.
Wow. Okay.
You see, it's a negative thing because it's a sad thing because Jeeva bullied me. So you get what I mean by models. So that is how you can put in examples and then you can try it out. Now here it also tells you some of the best practices, because as usual, you know, with everything, there's ways of doing things to make sure that it works perfectly, right? Because sometimes there might be glitches and stuff. So you can go through all of this and then you can use it in your app. So for every different models, you'll be able to, how do I remove? Okay, cool. For every different models over here, you're able to do, like, see the three same things. You can know how to get started, how to try it out, and best practice. So I'll just do one example and then Jeeva will take over and he'll do another example. So basically you get 2 examples to see how to put this in the app. So I'll try this out with text recognition, right? So what text recognition does is that you can put an image. If the image has words or pictures, you're able to recognize and convert it to a text. So one way I can see you use this is like, let's say in school, where a teacher teach in the front and then you write notes with your handwriting, but make sure it's not too messy, like your handwriting still have to look pretty all right, pretty good and readable. And you can just take a photo and then convert it to a picture and then you can store it. So you don't need to type it into your computer again. Okay, so let's try this. So I actually already had it pre-built just now, but you know what? Let's just build this again. So once I click on text recognition over here, and then I click on use in the app, and immediately the app will open, the Canvas app, and then you will have the AI builder over there. Got it. Okay. So see how you already have this component here. So this component, as you can see, is for you to add image. So if you do not do anything, you can actually already click here and add an image. But of course, you don't get an output because you know, you have not put in any formulas and anything to convert these words to show you that it's converted, right? So what we're gonna do is we want to extract this whatever words that you see here, and we want to put it into a label. So you come here, you just add a label. Okay. And then we can put the formula over here, which is text. So see how it's called text recognizer 1. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna say text recognizer 1 dot selected, which means that whatever text I selected dot text. Okay. So now let's use a different image. I don't want to use this one. Let me try something. So I have one here. Yeah. Test. So this one here, I wrote it using pen. So this is just test rest, just a testing. So if I click on this button, oops. Okay. So, oh, what have I done? Hang on, let me just put a here. There you go. Okay. I think I got the formula right. Yep. Okay, so now all I do is I select the text and it shows text rest. So I can also put an image. Let me find if I have some images that I can use with some text on it. Let's try this one. It says next steps. So when I click on next step, it shows next steps. So if you have some handwritten one, you can take a photo, put it in a computer, select it, and it'll work as well. I think I did a handwritten one as well. Maybe I could just quickly find it if I still have it on my desktop. I don't think I have it anymore, but yeah, you get the idea. And because you need to select it, right? Sometimes if it's in a sentence, let's say it's 2 lines, you have to select it twice. So what you can do is you can have a append to append it into a string. before you save it into the system. So I can show you what I mean by that. This is just a little bit more advanced stuff that you can actually play around with. So what I've done here, if you see here, if you can read, welcome to PowerApps4Kids. So what I do is, if I select the first one over here, you see how it appears one line, and then I have to select the second line, and then it's like kind of like truncated with actually one sentence. So what I did is I put in a append button over here so that I could append this. Every time I click on it, it append into one whole sentence. And then I store it in a variable called ABC. And I have a text box here where if you see in the text, I'm displaying the variable. So every time the variable store into ABC, it will appear on this text box. And then maybe I can have a save button to update this back into the data source, which could be my Dataverse, or it could be your SharePoint, etc. So that is an example of an AI builder. Any question before I hand it over to Jeeva to show the object recognition, which is probably more fun than this one? Okay, no question. Jeeva, you want to take over the screen?
Sure. Thank you so much, Helen. Thanks for the introduction on the AI builder. Hi, everyone. If you have any question for Helen or Helen auntie, please feel free to drop the message or raise your hand. Helen auntie will help you to answer. Right, Helen?
You need to repeat auntie that many times, right?
That is real bullying, by the way.
All right, take over the screen.
Okay, yeah, okay. Thank you so much. Let me share my screen. Let me know once you guys can see my screen. I think Elaine, you should stop sharing your screen. Elaine, can you stop sharing your screen?
Yeah, just stop.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Yeah.
All right, let me share my screen now. Let me know once you guys are able to see the screen.
We are able to see Jeeva. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much. Hello, everyone. Again, welcome to PowerApps4Kids APAC, and thanks for joining and spending your weekend with us. So without further ado, let me just show you what I have here for you guys. Sorry about that. Okay. So this is my phone. I'm just trying to all right, so I have Mr. Thor here. So I just show what is happening, and then I let you know how I did it, right? So if I take this picture of Thor here, okay, let's imagine a situation. You are going to a toy shop, okay, and then your mommy or daddy is not allowing you to buy your favorite toys. And let's say we have a new toy shop where you can just have your phone, and you can pick the toys that you want in your phone. You can just take a picture of the toy, and you can buy the toy from your phone itself. If at all your daddy or mommy has provided the credit card or debit card in your app. But yeah, don't do that without asking your mommy or daddy. But the point is, when you go to a shop, and if you have your phone, and you can just, there are self-service shops like this, like that. So you can just take a photo of the toys, and then you can add the toys, whatever you wanted to buy. And then you can, with the help of your mommy and daddy, you can buy your toys, right? So that's what I'm trying to show here today. But we are not going to do any purchase now, but I'll just show you how we can do that. If you are going to build an app, let's say for your school or your university, to show your friends how you can find the toys by automatically using your AI builder, you can know how to do that now. So if I take a picture of my the Thor right here, and if I just click OK, so what my app is going to do is, it's not refreshing the screen. Sorry about that. I don't know why it's not refreshing the screen. Just a moment. Apologies for that. Okay, for some reason, my PowerApps is not showing the screen. But yeah, let me just ignore this and just show you here what I have done. So if I choose any toys here, for example, let's say I've taken it from the phone. This is irritating me. Let me just close this. Yeah. So you can see when I taken a picture of a toy, it's detected what is the name of the toy. In this case, it's Thor. And it also detected how many toys do I have. It's one. And then if I add it to the cart, it will basically update your cart, right? So, and then you can make the purchase, and with the help of your parents, you can do the purchase and you can enjoy. So now what I have done is to basically, the moment if you take a picture, the system, the PowerApps uses the AI builder, a feature of AI builder called object detection, and it will automatically find the right toy, as just Elen just showed one of the features. And it will find the toy name and the number of quantities that you have in the picture. Let's say if you want to buy 10 of them together, you can just take a picture and the PowerApps will automatically let you know how many counts, how many of them you have picked, and what is the item you have picked. And then you can buy it, for the do further processing to buy it. So to do this, first you have to build the model. You have to train the model. So what I've done here is I've just trained a model for to find the this toy, Thor. So I'm going to show you how we can train more models. Let's say I have a Rubik cube here. So I will show you how to build a new model where you can extend this to detect Rubik cube as well. Like in that way, you can keep extending your model and you can add more toys to your app. Okay. So right now, let's say if I proceed to the next one. Yeah, see, right now I have only Thor, and I have some 15 images of Thor. The minimum is 15, but you can have more. The more is better. So right now I'm going to add one more. Let me call this Rubik. Then let me proceed. So yeah, sorry. So if I go here and I have some of the pictures I just taken a few minutes back, let me just take 15 of them and I upload them. You can either take the picture from your local computer, or you can upload it from the SharePoint or from the drive as well. So in this case, I just taken from my phone and I just transferred to my computer. Once it's uploaded, next thing is you have to tag or have to train the AI builder, which is that which object you are trying to identify from this image. For example, if this is not the best image, but still I want to make sure the system detects it. So if you see, I can just say these two are the objects that I have now, the Thor and Rubik. Let me pick Rubik. In that way, actually, I need to just do one by one, right? So I choose the next image. And then I select this and then I choose this. And I keep doing this like for all the 50 images. The moment I do that and I done tagging and then I save and close, finally you publish it. It's going to take time. So I won't be able to do it since we don't have much time today. But the thing is, the idea is same. You keep selecting every one of this image, and then you just select what you want to tag, and then you tag like this, and then you finish your tagging, and then you publish this, and your model will be trained in few minutes. Okay. Once you have done that, what you have to do is all you have to do is just use that model in your PowerApps. So there are certain sessions, few sessions we did earlier in our Power Apps for Kids. I think some of our regular attendees like Akshita and other people have already learned how to build the Power Apps. Last time Akshita also presented it. So similarly, I've just put a basic Power Apps here, and this is called object detection control. So if you go to AI Builder, you can see the object detector. The moment you just add it in your screen, and then all I had is I had just two labeled here. And then, as you can see, I've just taken the object detection control and the name of that. So name will give you what is that object it's detecting, and the object count will tell you how many of your objects have been detected. And then finally, I just written a command to update it to my table in the CDS Dataverse. So with that, you can actually, the moment you can keep training for multiple toys or multiple images, whatever you want to identify by the AI Builder, and then you complete your training, and then you come and try it, try finding it. Automatically, system will be able to find it. If I do now, system won't be able to find because I haven't trained the Rubik's Cube. See, now it doesn't say anything, it just says the previous one. But if I go to Thor, and if I try to find any of this, you see it says Thor, and then that's one. So like that, you can keep extending yours, and you can play with that. Let us know. I will drop my email and Leland email in the chat. Let us know if you have any questions or queries you'd like to understand on that. With that, I will pass to Hardit. And thank you, Hardit, again. Sorry, it's too late for you, I believe.
That's fine. It's 11 p.m. right now.
Yeah. So thanks for joining.
Jeeva, before closing, one query here actually, Jay here. Hardit, sorry, one query here actually. Like when you train the images, actually, like each image we select and trying to select which is the object it is, right? Like we usually do, right? Select all and do it like that. Any provision is not there actually in this. Currently, if you select multiple images and just do a selection of Rubik, or is it a tower like that? Do we not have? We do not have a provision.
As far as I'm aware, it's not there. Maybe correct me if I'm wrong, Hardit or Ilan. So because each of this is kind of as a separate model to be trained.
Okay.
So yeah, when you have
multiple
images,
selection of bulk selection of images and training is not currently not there, right? So that is a point.
Yeah, as far as I'm aware.
Okay, fine. Yeah, that's fine. Thank you.
Thank you. I'll pass it to Hardit. This stage is yours.
Okay, let's see. I'm trying to get to the share screen window. I found it right now. Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes, Hardit. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So hi. What we will be walking through now is a series of tips. I call it the A to Z tips because I have one for each alphabet. Some of the ones I have here in my presentation may not be the ones I'll talk about today because I think over a period of time, right, I've come up with a few more interesting ones. So I'm going to try to pick the best ones for each alphabet and share those with you all. Most of them are, I would say, basic level or beginner level. Because one thing I noticed, right, even after creating a lot of apps, it's some of those basic concepts that are easily forgettable. So these tips here will help you to not just, make your app more functional, but it will also help improve the user experience in your app, which, I cannot stress the importance of that enough. So with that, this is my introduction. We already looked at my contact information. Thanks, Jeeva, for sharing that in the chat. If anybody has any Power Apps question, always feel free to reach out to me. I'll be more than happy to even get on a call. So yeah, feel free to connect on LinkedIn or Twitter. And then, let's start with the first tip. I'm pretty sure we won't be able to cover 26 of them today. So we will cover as much as possible today, and then we'll carry this over to the next session. And Jeeva and Elaine, please tell me to shut up when I'm close to the end of the session, because otherwise I'll actually go and finish the 26 tips and I won't even know if we are 1 hour into the session or 2.
That shows passion.
So our audience are very interested to extend the listen, you know.
Cool. Awesome. So first one, right, is if you want to take pictures through your apps, or if you want to allow users to take pictures through your apps, there are 2 options that you have. One is the add picture control, and second is the camera control. They both look similar, right? I mean, camera control, if I'm going to go to the next screen, this is how the camera control looks right now. And obviously I am on my laptop right now, and my laptop only has one camera, which is being used for this session right now, which is why it says your camera isn't set up properly. But if this were my phone, you would see this camera here, and this is how the add picture control looks like. So both of them, if both of them allow you to take pictures, why do we have to? And if we have to, almost always, right? If in your life you have options, there is always one that is better than the other, right? So if you have 2 chocolates in your hands, you will end up liking one more than the other, right? So just like that, there is one control that is better than the other one. Which one? The answer is add picture control, and there are multiple reasons for it. The camera control uses the camera. Think about the camera control as a camera app native to PowerApps, right? But when you use the add picture control and you click on this button, the first advantage is you get 2 things. You get 2 options. One is to upload an image that you have already clicked with your device camera, let's say your phone. And if you haven't done that, you can click on this and say, I want to take a new picture. So right at the beginning of this user experience, right, the user gets 2 options: upload an existing image or add a new image. You don't get that option with the camera control. You just have to tap on this control and it will capture a photo. So that is one big advantage of add picture control. The second advantage is camera control is, like I said, think of it as a PowerApps camera app. Whereas the add picture control, when you say I want to take a new picture, opens your phone's camera app. And all of us, right? I mean, if we look at our phones today and we open the camera app on our phones, there are a lot of cool features, right? You can take a selfie as an example, right? You can add special effects, you can add filters, you can blur the background. All that cool stuff you can do with the add picture control, because it is literally simply just going to open the camera app in your phone. So that's another big advantage of using add picture over camera. The third one, which may not be very easily visible, is when you take a picture using the camera control, it does not take the picture or capture the photo in the full resolution of your camera, right? So you might have the best phone in the world with the best possible camera, but when you use the camera control, it brings down the resolution. You may not notice that in your app, but if you upload that image somewhere and then you open it on your laptop as an example, and when you zoom in, you will see that the resolution of that image is pretty bad. That doesn't happen with the add picture control, because it uses the phone's camera, and whatever resolution your phone's camera supports, that's what the picture will have. So multiple reasons. In fact, there are more. I'm not going to go more deep into it, right? These 3 reasons, in fact, not even the third one, just the first 2. The fact that I can decide, I can pick if I want to upload an existing picture or take a new one. And the fact that I can use all the cool features that are there on my phone's camera app are 2 good enough reasons for me to pick add picture control over the camera control. Okay, so next one is background images, right? So a lot of our screens in apps have background images. Somebody might want to add a logo in the middle of the screen. There are multiple ways you can do that, right? So if I go here, if I add a new screen, actually, there are 2 ways I can add an image or a background image to it, right? One is I can just go to the media section and I can click on that image or drag it and say, yes, this is what my background should be. I resize it to fit the entire screen, and there you go. I have a background image for the screen. That's one way to do it. The problem with this is, since the image is on the canvas, you can accidentally resize it. You can accidentally reposition it. And again, obviously, right, if you make any such mistake, which is very easy to make because you play a lot with controls on a canvas, right? So very easy to accidentally resize or drag a control that is on the canvas, which you didn't want to move or resize. So to prevent that from happening, right, the easiest thing to do is the screen actually has a property called background image. So if I just go here and select that same image, now I can do anything on the screen. That image will not move, right? So one simple property, very easy to miss because it's here. Nobody looks at properties for a screen because you don't really play with properties of a screen much anyways, right? So it's there. I don't think it is used enough as much as I think it should be. So if you ever want to add an image, background image to any of your screens, strongly encourage you to use this property, because this also ensures that all your controls will be on top of it, right? No control will get hidden behind this background image. Okay, with that, we will look at one of my favorite comparisons. Again, for multiple things in Power Apps, there are so many controls that you have options for a certain functionality. Combo box or a drop down, right? You use these two when you want to show a list of options or list of records and you want users to select one of them or multiple from the list. So again, they look very similar. The one on the left is a drop down, the one on the right is a combo box. There are advantages of, again, using one over the other. And like I said before, right, when there are options, there's always one that is better. And my recommendation is to use combo box. And there are a couple of reasons for that. One is, if you look here for a combo box, there are two properties. One is allow multiple selection. You can either turn it on or keep it off. If you turn it on, what it allows you to do is, I'm going to select item 1, 2, 3, right? If I go to a drop down, I want to select 1 and 2, but I cannot do that. As soon as I click on 2, 1 gets deselected. So that is advantage number 1, right? It allows you to select multiple records. Second is searching. Imagine your list has 100 items. In a drop down, you will have to keep scrolling until you find the item you want to select. In a combo box, you can just type in. So I'm going to type in 7 and it'll do a search on all the items in that list and show the ones that meet the search criteria. So in this case, it was very easy for me to figure out item 7, and then I can just click on it and it gets selected. So these two properties, right, selecting multiple records and allowing users to search, make a combo box better than a drop down. Why? Because since you have complete control over these two properties, you can actually make a combo box work like a drop down, right? And that could be because you don't want your users to select multiple items. You don't want your users to be able to search for those items. So then all you need to do is turn this property to off, allow multiple selections, and then allow searching to off as well. Now, if you see, right, this is almost exactly like a dropdown, and you can achieve the same functionality. So if you add a combo box, even if the functionality that you need is available in a dropdown, it allows you to make changes later, because maybe today you want to display a list of items and you want users to select only one. But tomorrow there might be a change that you want to make in your app where you want people to now select multiple ones. So if you add a drop down, you will have to then remove it and then add a combo box. Whereas if you start with a combo box, right, you can control its behavior just by setting these two properties here on the right hand side. Okay, so next alphabet is D. Delegation is a topic I would probably want to cover on a separate session. So I'm gonna show you another tip for D. One of the controls that I really don't like in Power Apps is the date picker control, right? So if I go to input, if I add date picker, if I preview this app, it opens this huge window, this huge pop-up that looks bad. I have no control over it. After selecting a date, I have to click on OK. What if I don't want to show this as Sun, Mon, Tu, Wed, right? I just want to show SMTW. This particular calendar or view on top, I don't want that. I want the date to be below that. I cannot do that. I have zero control over this control. And one thing that is really cool about Canvas apps or Power Apps is that you have complete control over the styling of all these controls, right? You can set some color to pink, some to blue. With the date picker control, the only way you can change these colors is by changing the theme in your app. So if I change this to red, you can see that this color changed. But there is no color property that you can set to change it to pink, as an example. So if you want a better date picker control, right, there is actually one that is easily available that not a lot of people would know about is because it is not available as a control, right? So if you go here under home or insert and you go to new screen and you go to calendar screen. So this is a screen template that is available in tablet layout in Power Apps. And as soon as you open that, you get something like this, right? So this calendar icon, and if you click on it, a gallery opens. There you go, right? So this is a much better date picker control. The beautiful part about this is if you ever want to create your own date picker control, you can actually take a look at this gallery. It's literally just a gallery. This is another gallery for the days of the week. So if you ever want to use this in an app, you can just copy these two galleries, this label and these two arrows here to navigate between months. And now these controls that you just copied are your new date picker control. And since they're made up of labels and galleries, you can actually set every single color property, every single font property for these controls, right? So you can now have a date picker that you can stylize as per your needs. In one particular app, you may want the date picker to be pink in color. In one of your other apps, you may want it to be green in color. So with this, with these set of controls, you can now have a date picker that is fully customized. Another one of control battles, edit form and display form. So if you have used forms, you would know that there are two different types. One is display form, the other one is edit form. Display form, as the name suggests, you can use it to display any record, right? So if you have a toy record or something, right? You may want to display the name of the toy, the date when it was manufactured. So you can use a display form and it'll look like this. It'll tell you what particular column or field is being shown and what is the value for it. On the other hand, edit form, and this is an edit form here on the right hand side, is better than view form because forms can be used to create new records, view existing records, or edit existing records. And with an edit form, you can actually do all three of them. So the way you do that is by using these three functions: new form function, view form, and edit form. And the value you pass to this function is the name of the form. So form that is here on the right hand side, it's called form1. And if I do new form, form1, it blanks out these fields, and the form is now ready for me to enter values to create a new record. If I do view form, it becomes exactly like this display form. You can only view, you cannot make any edits, nor you can enter new values. If I do edit form, now they are editable, right? So I can come in here, make changes, and then submit the form. So with one form, you can control if you want to create a new record, display an existing record, or edit an existing record. And again, today in your app, you might just want to display information. And so display form might work for you. But tomorrow you might want to add the ability to create new items or edit existing items. So that's why using an edit form will allow you to add more functionality to your app without making changes, without deleting controls and adding new ones. Okay, F is formulas. So when I started with Power Apps, I thought it is a low code application. It will not have a lot of formulas. It will be, just a few simple formulas like, I don't know, like filter maybe. Then when I looked at the Power Apps formula reference, I saw that it has 173, at least at the time I was looking at it, it had 173 formulas, which is a lot. I mean, I've probably used like 50 of them, maybe 70, but 173, definitely not. So I was looking at the Power Apps formula reference documentation on the Microsoft website. It is very good. It gives you all the explanation, but it doesn't allow you to try it out, right? So what I did was I created an app that you can download and install, and I'll share the link. What it does is something like this. It shows you the list of formulas that exist in Power Apps. You can select any one of them. It will tell you what the formula does, and it will also allow you to interact. So I'm going to try to open that app and show you what it does. Like, for example, date function or average. Let's take average as or sum, right? I want to get the total of 4 numbers. Yes, I can read the description. That will tell me that, hey, if you want the total of 4 numbers, you can use the sum function in the following way. But what if I really want to try the sum function? Normally, you would have to go to an app, add 4 labels or text boxes where you can enter numbers and then add a button to calculate the sum of those 4 numbers and then see the output. What this does is this one allows you to test out the app. And again, this is, I'll share the link. I think this might be it. Let's see. This allows you to test out all those formulas without you having to create an app separately, right? So if I preview this app and if I search for sum, I select that formula, and here it just tells me you can enter numbers, so 23 and 5. I'm going to hit this button, and the button will tell you what the formula is for that button. So you can clearly look at what the button is trying to do. Now, when I click here, it says result is 28. And I can do separate numbers, or I can also even pass a table. So either or, doesn't matter what you do, or whichever method you follow, either or in either of the 2 cases, right? It'll give you the result and the output or the syntax in which you have written the formula. So try out this app. It's available for free. I'll share the link. And that way, you might come to know about certain formulas that you didn't know exist in Power Apps, because if a formula exists, more often than not, it'll make it easy for you to achieve a result that otherwise you might have to try with 2 different or 3 different formulas. Gallery versus data table. One of the main things that we do in our apps, right? Even the app that Jeeva was showing a few minutes ago, there was this cart that was shown at the bottom, right? That was a gallery. A lot of things in your apps, you will end up using galleries for. Whenever you want to show a list of items, you would typically use a gallery. But you can also use a data table. So the one on the left is an example of a gallery. The one on the right is an example of a data table. Both have their own advantages. Both have their own disadvantages. I'm going to talk about maybe a couple of them. In galleries, you can do a lot of cool things, right? Like, for example, I might want a drop down inside a gallery for every row. Maybe because think about a cart-like feature on any of your phone apps, right? So if you add an item to your cart, you have the ability to specify the quantity in the cart itself. So maybe I want 3 of these, I want 2 of these, and I want only 1 of this item. So this gallery allows you to add other controls inside a gallery. Data table, you can't do that. It just shows you the list of items that you want to display. So that's an advantage of the gallery. But the advantage of a table is you get these headers at the top, right? So this clearly tells me that all the information I see here is the name of the account. All the information I see here is the phone number. The information here is city, right? So it clearly tells me what information I'm looking at. This does not tell me that. If I have to do something similar with the gallery, I will have to add labels outside the gallery and then make these labels sit next to each other rather than one below the other. And then again, if the amount of data that you have, the amount of records, information you have in your data table, if it is more than the width of your screen. So say if you're creating a phone app and you want to display a list of items and there is a lot of information you want to display, the data table will add a horizontal gallery. So users will still be able to see all the information you want them to see without the information getting cut off because of screen space, right? So whether the user opens your app on a phone or a tablet, they will see all the information, because if the screen width is less, it will add a horizontal bar to it. You can't do that out of the box or easily with a gallery. So again, if you want to display a list of items next time in any of your apps, try out both controls. There's no right or wrong answer. Pick the one that you think works better for you. Because like I said, both of them have their own advantages and disadvantages.
Hardit,
Yes.
you could finish up with H and then we'll continue next month.
Yeah, sounds good.
Around my 5 minutes. Yeah, thank you.
Sure. So here, let me just find a link to that app. I will share that. And I would strongly encourage all of you to try out the app and see if it helps you. If it doesn't, please let me know what you would like to change in that app. And yeah, there are a lot more tips. We got to, I think, what, H. So what is it? A, B, C, D, E, F, G. We covered like 7 of them or 8. So yeah, in the next couple of sessions, we should be able to cover all of them.
Yeah, so if you guys want to finish, continue with the tips, remember to come back for the next few months because Hardit is here to stay.
Yep, for sure.
All right, so thank you so much, Hardit. That is really useful. Like it's one of my favorite blog series, to be honest, this A to Z tips, because a lot of this little stuff, like we don't even notice or know, like the box thing, the combo box. Like until I read your blog, it never crossed my mind. I also always been using drop down list, never used combo box, because for some reason I always thought combo box is, well, something else. I thought it's a list or something.
Yeah.
Until I saw it blog. Yeah. So nice. I hope you guys have learned something. Do you all have any question for Hardit? Because I'm sure he can stay around for a bit, right? No, it's late over there. But do you all have any questions? No question? Okay, so if you guys have no question,
hello.
Oh, there you go. Hi.
Uncle.
Yes.
You told you will take 26 letters, but you have only told a few. When will you take that?
So I think I spoke about 7 or 8 of them today. In the next month session, I will cover. I'll try to cover as many as possible. And if I'm not able to finish all of them, then I'll finish the remaining in the next session after that.
Expecting eagerly.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you. Yeah, same here. I'm very excited to present all of them.
Yeah, so like I said, Hardit is here to stay. Next time we'll have Hardit around, and we also have a little boy, I think, or girl, Jeeva. I think.
Yeah, he's a boy. Yeah,
it's a boy. Okay, yeah, a little boy. And obviously, if anyone wants to present, let us know. Like, we're always open to have you guys showing your apps. And also, I just realized that it's Father's Day. So to all of you dad out there, happy Father's Day. Just before I go, so I just want to show you our YouTube channel. So if you have not subscribed to it yet, feel free to subscribe. Just go to YouTube, search PowerApps4Kids. Every session is recorded, like I mentioned, the APAC one and the UK one, and be uploaded here. So if you subscribe to it, you can always come back if you miss anything. Another thing that I want to highlight is the Power Platform Learn courses. I highly encourage everyone to sign up for this. It's free. Rory, which is the founder of PowerApps4Kids, he creates courses every few weeks. We'll get new courses, and he uploaded it. Like, I find it very useful with all these courses as well, and also because he consolidates all the PowerApps YouTube content into this page as well, whatever he finds useful. So like, there are so many Power Rappers out there, so many YouTube content creators. It's very hard to follow everyone, but on this one page you can actually get a lot of it all consolidated. And there's a new, I think there was a new course, which is the design one, which I find really useful, the app theming. So I highly recommend you guys look at that. It talks about how to build themes in apps, positioning, text, how to build components, as well as the design principle of PowerApps. So these two, I find it really useful. So if you want to get on it, register for the course. Also, once you register, you'll get reminders of the monthly session, not just for APAC, but for UK as well. So lastly, before I go, I just want to talk a little bit about one of our presenters, which probably, if you have been following us since last year, you might have met Jess. She presented before in PowerApps4Kids. She talked about gallery templates. So unfortunately, Jess is diagnosed with lymphoma cancer, and she needed 30,000 USD for her treatment. I know it's very difficult time now with COVID and everything. It's very hard for everyone to donate, but we'll be happy if you could actually share it with the wider community so that we could raise the funds for Jess, so that she could get treatment and come back up as soon as possible, so we can see her again in PowerApps4Kids. I'll share the link in the chat as well. So thank you again so much. Thanks, Hardit. Thanks for your time. I'm looking forward to seeing you next month and maybe the month after, depending on your availability, so we could finish up all the tips. Thanks, Jeeva. Thanks everyone for attending. Jeeva, do you have any other things to say before we leave the floor open?
Excuse me?
Yes.
All good, Lynn. I'm just sharing
Is the PowerApps certification free, Auntie?
Sorry? I don't get you.
Is the PowerApps certification free, Auntie?
PowerApps certification, you mean the Microsoft certification?
Yes.
Oh, that is not free, but Hardit, Jeeva, do you know if there's any student discount? I'm not sure. Do you guys know anything about?
No, I'm not sure, to be honest.
No.
Yeah, but it's not free, as far as I know.
Okay, Auntie.
Yeah. Are you interested to take it?
Yes, Auntie.
Okay. I'm not sure if there's a student one. You could. So what you can do is you can go to Pearson's site. Jeeva, do you have the link handy? You could paste it
So
on
the
the chat. If
certification,
not,
right?
I'll ask to find it. Yeah. So
Yeah,
you go
let me
to the
take.
site and then read the terms and conditions and see if there's any special discount for students.
I will check it, Auntie.
Okay.
Yeah, I just dropped the link here for the PowerApps fundamentals. So you can check it out.
Nice.
So yeah, like I'm saying, thank you so much for coming. Thanks for spending a Saturday with us. We'll stay here for a bit if you have further questions, or else have a good weekend and bye.